Atheism, the dumbest word in perhaps any dictionary. Atheism, think about it. The proof is all around you of creation. For there to be creation means there's a creator. Can't have a creation without a creator. You can talk about the Big Bang Theory, evolution. Okay, let's say there was a Big Bang Theory. Who made that happen? Let's say man evolved from apes. Who made the apes? Being an atheist is pretty much equivalent to watching a movie and saying the movie just came on, nobody wrote it, nobody produced it, nobody directed it. There are no cameras involved. It just came on the screen by itself. How logical is that? If somebody said that to you, you pretty much write them off as not being that bright, wouldn't you? How come you don't do that when people say they're an atheist? Like I said, the proof is all around you that there's a creator. Who's that creator? Yahweh. Who's his bane or son? Yeshua. I like to give this example, and I think the Most High gave me this. And another thing, a lot of people need to quit saying that Yeshua told them something. Be very careful when you say Yeshua told you something, unless you know for 100% fact that he told you that. Don't just keep saying every thought that comes into your head is Yeshua. You know, he speaks through his word mainly. That's why we have his word, because that's how he speaks. You know, people that constantly are saying, Yeshua told me this, Yeshua told me that. Be very cautious of people like that. So that's why I even say, I believe the Most High gave me this, so I'm going to share it with you. I said it before a long time ago, but just think of how amazing the Creator is. You know, how we all have the same area to work with. Our skulls, you know, they're shaped a little bit differently, but we all pretty much have the same area to work around. We all have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Yet we all look different. How is that possible? How are there trillions of people in the world, yet we all look different? Of course, they're twins and people will resemble, but we all look different for the most part. How is that possible? If I were to tell you to pull out a piece of paper and draw a circle, draw 20 circles and make each face in that circle look different, by the time you got to 10, they'd start to look alike. So how are there trillions of people in this limited amount of space? How are there trillions of people and we all look different? How do we all have a voice and our voices are different? It's just air coming out of our mouth, yet our voices are different. Some of us sound like other people, but you know, we all have our distinct voice. We all have a distinct face. How is that possible? Think of how small your arteries and capillaries are in your body. Well, think about how small that must be in an ant. How can an ant have a heart and arteries and little microscopic bugs? If they're already microscopic and small, how much smaller are their internal organs? Or even if the organs are somehow in their shells, how small are they? That shows not only that there's a creator, but that he's the most brilliant, because he created these things that you can't create. No matter how you sit in a laboratory, no matter how you try to make a man have a baby, which is absurd, you can never create these things. You can never create an animal. You can never create their internal organs. You can create robots and try to mimic things, but it'll never be like the original. It's like a video game. No matter how real these computer images look, and you know, you could be playing Madden or any of these video games, no matter how real they look, you can tell something's missing. You know what that is? There's no spirit in these images. That's what they look like. Something's kind of off. You can tell they look kind of human, but not quite, because there's no spirit in them. The spirit in you is what gives you life. You know, you can look at an action figure. No matter how real the action figure may look to the person that it's built after, you could tell that it's not alive. Why? There's no spirit in it. So for all the atheists out there, you're not really thinking this through. And to me, an atheist also is just someone that doesn't want to answer for their sins. They just want to be able to do what they're going to do without being called on it. But how fair would that be? For there to be a world where you could do whatever you want and there's no repercussions for that. But look into the scriptures. You'll find the truth. The scriptures are alive. They're living. They'll let you know the truth. It guides you, calms you down. Another thing that this kind of a different topic, but the scripture says make a joyful noise. And I've heard a lot of Christian songs that sound sad. And when people play them, they start crying and all that. It sounds supposed to be upbeat and uplifting. It's just the sound of the music that's dictating people's emotions. It doesn't, to worship Yah, you don't have to play something sad sounding and where you're crying and weeping, and you want to hear something joyful and uplifting. It's all about the sound. People just think it's the words in the song. It's not just the words, it's the sound of the song. You can hear a tune with the good beat and you start nodding your head because the tune, it could be an instrumental. You just start nodding your head because it's uplifting. It's like it's making you feel like energetic. And you see guys when they're getting ready to go into a fight, they usually come in with energetic music so they can get their energy going. So I just wish a lot of these Christian songs would, and I hear it more now. A lot of people are starting to make more upbeat tempos and things like that. So shout out to those artists. Keep up the good work. And I'm not saying words don't matter in the songs. They definitely matter. But I'm just saying the tune matters as well, because the tune can dictate your mood. Imagine watching a movie with no music in it. They put music in certain scenes to kind of make you start to feel a certain way. Imagine watching like Rocky with no music. That would make the whole movie seem totally different. I think George Lucas said his movies wouldn't be anything, the Star Wars movies wouldn't be anything without the music. But anyway, back to this atheism thing. It just doesn't make any sense, If you see anything, it was created. There's nothing here that just made itself. It didn't just walk out of the ocean. It didn't create itself. Explosion in space didn't just happen and then it formed human beings that could talk. And look at the detail of the human anatomy. That itself shows there's a creator. I mean, just look how your mouths are designed. You've got teeth so you could chew, a tongue, saliva. All these things work together to cause digestion, to make your food go down. Look how you have eyelashes to stop stuff from getting into your eyes. You think this stuff just happened to appear here? They just happen to be there? No, you're created that way. So bugs don't fly in your eyes. It's not that complicated. People tend to overcomplicate the scriptures. It's not that complicated. You were designed, you have fingernails, you can scratch, I mean, everything on the human body was designed for a reason. It didn't just happen. Just look at the human body and you'll be pretty astonished when you look at the detail. Detail shows a creator. You wouldn't look at a painting that was detailed and be like, man, it's interesting how that thing just formed. Oh, you'd say, man, that painter put a lot of detail into that painting. If you're going to give a painter credit, give the Most High credit, Yahweh, Yeshua. This is the J. Roos Theory. Make sure to comment, share, subscribe, and be fearless. LSR forever. Turn to the scriptures. Yeshua reigns supreme as always.